Welcome back to the All In Kosciuszko podcast, where we explore the people, places, and ideas shaping the future of our county and beyond. I'm your host, Matt Duell, and in today's episode, we're joined by Chris Barman, CEO of Slate Auto, an emerging EV company building something truly different right here in Warsaw. In this short but powerful conversation, Chris shares the inspiration behind Slate's no-nonsense electric vehicle, what makes their approach to design so unique, and how her roots in Crown Point, Indiana and Purdue University helped to shape her journey. We also talk about what Kosciuszko County can expect as Slate ramps up, from job creation and company culture to community engagement. Let's dive in. Well, we are so excited to have with us today CEO of Slate Auto, Chris Barman, joining us. Chris, thank you so much for joining the All In Kosciuszko podcast.
Hey, Matt, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
I know you don't have a whole lot of time, so we're going to dive right in and just start to talk a little bit about the company. We'd love to hear a little bit about you as a person, and then just some of the things that the community can expect as you all begin to start some of your manufacturing operations here in Warsaw. So to start off, tell us a little bit about Slate and just some of the concept. I mean, I think what we know and what we've seen is Slate's not trying to out-luxury anybody. You're going the opposite direction. No frills, no screens, crank windows. And so far, it seems like people are loving it. So tell me where that vision comes from.
The vision that we had when we thought about Slate was, what's happened to all the affordable vehicles? There's really a space that's been built, over the last few years where vehicles have really gone up market. New vehicles, that is, they've really gone up market. They're adding a lot of new technology. It's adding a lot of cost. It's adding a lot of complexity. And if you, harken back, you think about, like what happened with, the Model T back in the day, what happened with the VW Bug. It just seems like there's no transportation today that is a new vehicle that's really affordable and provides good value to individuals. And so, the idea behind Slate and what Slate offers is an affordable vehicle. We wanted it to be desirably designed, so something that when people drive it, they're really proud of it and the way it looks. But what's really new and innovative about what Slate offers is that the vehicle is built in one configuration. As you mentioned, there's no radio. We've got manual crank windows, but it's been designed to be an open source platform where the owner can then decide what type of accessories they would want added to the vehicle on their own timeline based on their budget or whatever their motivation may be, that they can then change it out and upfit it into a different vehicle. But they don't have to take equipment or accessories that really they don't value. So we wanted to really give the opportunity to allow people to personalize the vehicle to their taste.
With that, I've seen it's been reported that within your first 2 weeks, you'd had over 100,000 reservations, people putting $50 down to say, hey, I want to get in line to be a part of these vehicles. What do you think about that early excitement? What does that say about what people are hungry for right now?
Well, we're absolutely thrilled that community has been built in such a short amount of time, and the resounding feedback that we've gotten from this idea we've had that an affordable vehicle is important. And I mean, I think what it tells us is that there is a demand out there for this type of proposition. People are looking for more affordable options. Everything's gotten so expensive that, individuals are just looking to find something that can provide them, very safe, reliable transportation. And Slate will be designed to be a US NCAP 5-star and an Insurance Institute for Highway Safety top safety pick. So it will meet the highest standards in the industry. We will offer an industry-leading warranty. So it'll bring peace of mind to people that, maybe only thought that they could afford a used vehicle, that they now have the opportunity that they can, afford a new vehicle with latest safety standards and a warranty and, give them peace of mind that they'll have reliable transportation.
Excellent. So you've said that, Slate is not just rethinking what we drive, but how we buy and we maintain our vehicles. Tell us about the concept of Slate University, how that works and what role community plays into your model.
So, Slate University is the means by which individuals can become educated on how they can install accessories. So, we have designed it to be very DIY. We want individuals to be able to modify the vehicle themselves, be it the wrap color that they decide they're going to put on the vehicle in order to get whatever color they want. Be it they want to turn it into an SUV or any other form of part. And through Slate University, we will have tutorial videos that show people how to do different installation. And, we'll even have a rating system from one wrench, which is the more easiest, to
Okay.
four wrenches, which is the more difficult, that says, hey, if you just want to change out the grill nameplate that's in the center of the vehicle, that's like a one wrench operation. But if you want to turn it into an SUV, that'll be a four wrench operation. And how that can help people understand what the difficulty is. And we're hoping that many people, do DIY and they get that pride of ownership in the vehicle. But if it is something that an individual then feels like, hey, this is a little bit too much more than what I want to do, we will have an ecosystem of partners within the community through independent auto repair shops that are going to be able to help support that. And there's more to come on how we're going to develop and foster that relationship with those independent shops to help with transforming a slate. But that's the manner in which individuals can get support.
Oh, that's so cool. And what a great concept to give people the ability to be hands-on as much as they want to be. I think with a lot of newer vehicles, new technology, there's that feeling of like, I can't touch this thing. I don't know what to do because I need somebody else to tell me how to do it. So cool that you've created a model that works in that way.
Yeah, we're excited about it. And again, we think it provides more emotion. It's an extension of an individual's personality, and they can do it. The other thing that I think people need to know is they can do it throughout the life cycle of the vehicle. It's not like you do it once and then you're done.
Mm,
As I mentioned earlier with the wraps, when we build the vehicle, the exterior panels are in a composite material. And in doing that, we were able to put in some character lines and things that help with wrapping. So the vehicle will be delivered in a slate gray, but it can be wrapped in any number of thousands of different colors that are out there through wraps. Well, maybe when you first get the car, you want it to be a bright red, and that's great, and that's what you love. And then with time, you might go, you know what, bright red, like the cops are watching me too much. I don't want that
right.
bright
Right.
red, drawing attention. So I think I'm
Yes.
going to go with the blue. You
Yeah.
peel off the wrap and you put on the new color in blue, and there you go. And the cost of the kit will be about $500, and then if you do
Wow.
it yourself, it's $500, and if you need some labor, since it's been designed to be wrapped, it's a few hours, so it'll be a few $100 more, and you can completely transform the exterior color of the vehicle.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so affordability has definitely stood out as something that you're focusing on. Why has that been such a cornerstone for you all at Slate?
Yeah, we're just really motivated to fill that space or void where new cars just aren't offered today at an affordable price. And in more recent years, some of what's driven that is we had COVID, which really reduced the amount of vehicles being produced. And then coming out of COVID, there was a semiconductor shortage, and at that point in time, a lot of technology was really being put into vehicles, which made them very high end, and the industries really moved that way.
Yes.
So that, the average price of a new car today is $50,000. I mean, it's incredible how expensive they are. And there's a number of Americans where that's just out of reach for them. And what is it provided to them? Now it's provided a used vehicle, but even the cost of a used vehicle, the average cost is $27,000, which for many individuals is even a stretch. If you look at recent studies, 70% of Americans make about $100,000 or less or a year. And for their, balanced financials, they should put about $400 towards a monthly payment on a car. And an average used vehicle is about a $500 monthly payment. So it shows that it's even, putting a stretch on those individuals to try to get into the average used vehicle. So we're looking to come into the market with an opportunity for a new vehicle at a price point that an individual can get into, but maybe they can't afford all of the accessories they would want at the time of purchase. It doesn't matter because, again, it's this accessorized platform that with time, as their budget allows, they can transform the vehicle into what they would want it to be.
Great, great. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit back to some of your personal roots. And I think not everyone knows this, that you have some very deep roots in Indiana. So exciting to see you bringing your manufacturing here. So I want to know, how did the starting point guard of your high school in Crown Point, Indiana, go from the goal of becoming a pediatrician to mechanical engineering in Purdue?
Yeah, so love my days in Indiana, and actually my family, we still have the farm back in Indiana. My dad lives there. I'm fifth generation, so we do have deep roots. Um, but as I went on to Purdue to go to engineering school, I thought I was going to go on to med school, be a pediatrician, and I was very fortunate that General Motors offered through the Women in Engineering programs at Purdue a scholarship and internship in order to get more exposure to engineering. And I applied and was humbled to be accepted as one of those General Motors scholars. And I went and worked actually in, at the time, it's no longer in operation, but Inland Fisher Guide in Anderson, Indiana.
Okay.
And I did 2 summers in Anderson, Indiana at this Inland Fisher Guide plant that made headlamps and tail lamps and bumpers. And I was fascinated by the whole manufacturing operation. I worked in the materials lab and we were doing problem solving around trying to understand how new developments in technology around plastics could impact, the operation there in Anderson for the parts they produce, and just really became very interested and very excited about the auto industry, how it continually changes, how technology, moves with time, and also problem solving. And I think that's one of the things I learned through engineering school is just being part of a problem solver. So when I graduated, actually joined Chrysler up in Detroit, and so the auto industry took me up to Michigan, and I spent most of my career in the auto industry, was excited when I joined Slate to continue with the auto industry and never imagined that we would have our manufacturing operation in Indiana. But we went through a full, assessment of multiple states, multiple locations. And as we started to narrow it down to meeting our criteria, Warsaw was, coming higher and higher on the list of what would be a good site for us. And we're just really thrilled to be there in the Warsaw community, to take over the former LSC operation. The footprint fits us well. We know that there's a great workforce within the community, and we're excited to set up our operation in Warsaw.
Yeah, and it's been getting very, very exciting here. I think official Slate sign went up at the property last week, and so pictures flying around on social media. People really excited to see the continuation of that process. So I know you're looking to hire about 1,800 people to work at the manufacturing facility in Warsaw. What do you want future employees in the community to know about Slate and your culture?
Yeah, so our culture is one of we really, want to be very transparent in all the work that we do. We want to have a great relationship with all of our employees. And we want the employees that come to work for us to really be passionate about the mission that we're on of designing the affordable vehicle and bringing a great new product to market. So what we found, for those that have hired on already, those that really have a passion about what we're doing, many of them have almost a relationship or a story of when they were young and either the first car they drove or how they saw their family be in a situation where they went from used car to used car, and it created a lot of financial hardship for them, and to say now that they can work on something that for others can prevent that type of situation, it just brings a lot of pride. So for the individuals that we want we'd love to have you work for us. We want you to be passionate about what we're doing, have a lot of pride in the product that we're going to be bringing to market, and really just become part of our family.
Excellent. And so as you think about the next 5 to 10 years, what's your hope for Slate's relationship with the community?
Oh, we want to have a very deep and close relationship with the community. And, we know we're just getting started, and it'll be in little ways as we start, because we've got to earn our way into being a profitable company and
Sure.
having stability financially. But even in little ways, we were thrilled that the community reached out and asked us if we wanted to be part of the fireworks
Right. Yeah.
that happened in. Absolutely, we raised our hand, said, "Yep, we would love to be a sponsor." And oh, by the way, you know, would Warsaw and Winona Lake be open to having us bring a vehicle and actually put it on display and start to show the community the vehicle? And with open arms, they said, yes, please come. They helped us find a great location. I know there are a number of people who were able to see it. And we just think that, with time, we'll find the right opportunities to partner together. But, we certainly want to become part of the fabric of the community within, Warsaw and the greater area. And we hope that, we can create the relationship that LSC had.
Mm.
One of the things that, we found is as we're meeting more people, the number of individuals who talk about their memories of or their family member who worked there and with such pride and, with a special tone in their voice. And ultimately, over time, that's how we want the, Warsaw and Kosciuszko community to be, thinking about us and the relationship that we have.
So for local educators, tradespeople, entrepreneurs, how would you encourage them to engage with Slate and be a part of the story?
Yeah, well, we're going to be starting soon to really be ramping up what we're doing for hiring. And we're going to be engaging with the local community around what's the best way to do that. We have been working closely with KEDCO to get more insights around that. Representative Snow has been, a real help in getting us integrated into the community. And actually later this month, we're going to be coming down, myself and a number of members of the leadership team, to learn more about who are the right people that we need to get to know in the community that are already networked in the community that can then make that connection for us so that we're talking to the right people and establishing the right network for us to be successful.
Excellent. Excellent. So as we wrap this up, for someone that's listening today and they're curious about Slate, maybe they want to learn more, maybe they want to hear about, some of those opportunities when you open up hiring, where should they be following along? Where would you send them to go right now?
I would send them to our website, slate.auto. And on there, they can learn more about the slate and the product. They can actually use our slate maker to create what their version of a slate would be. But we also have a careers page. And I would encourage them to follow the careers page. And that'll give a lot of insights as far as what we're doing with respect to hiring. And also follow us on social media. We will be posting information out on social media, be it, on Instagram or TikTok or others about what we'll be doing for hiring.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for taking a few moments. I know you have a very full plate as you all are ramping up production and preparing all the things for you to start here in Warsaw. So grateful for you to give us a few moments, to give us a little more perspective about you and the company. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in this community and making an investment here. And we can't wait to connect with you more.
Well, Matt, thank you for inviting me on the show. I'm very excited, and hopefully this is the first of a few more, as we'd love to share more about Slate and our progress as we move forward, because we certainly want to become close members with the community.
That was Chris Barman, CEO of Slate Auto, giving us a glimpse into the bold and refreshing vision behind one of the most talked about EV startups in the country. And it's all happening right here in our backyard. We're excited to watch Slate grow, create jobs, and help shape the future of mobility from Kosciuszko County. And as Chris said herself, we hope this is just the first of many conversations. Thank you for tuning in to the All In Kosciuszko podcast. Be sure to subscribe, follow our social media, and stay in the loop at allinkosciuszko.com. And we'll see you next time.